Hey guys, what's going on? Liam Jenkins here from Philly Sports Network, bringing you another video. It's a different one, okay? There is no careful scripting, there's no jokes I've planned into this, there's no advertisements for the Flick Sports. There is an advertisement for the Flick Sports group chat. Go and check it out down below because I'd love to have you on board personally. But outside of that, this is as raw as it gets because frankly, this video deserves a raw, off the dome rant because I'm pissed off, frankly. I'm really upset with the way something has been handled today from a neutral perspective. Like, I try and be as unbiased as I can. Like, I don't feel that I'm a fan of the team. I just give my thoughts on what's going on and try and give you guys some insightful coverage that maybe goes against what other people are saying or saying things that other people may not want to say for the sake of damaging relationships, for the sake of maybe coming across as hot takery or whatever. I want it to always be different and funny and insightful, okay? I'm upset today because for the last 13 weeks, this Eagles offense has been dreadful. From start to finish, absolutely dreadful. From the very top of the head coach, from the very bottom with receivers and offensive line and injuries and everything like that, it's been a train wreck. And at the center of it all, ultimately, has been Carson Wentz. But there has been a lot of debate back and forth. You can make arguments, very convincing ones, both for and against Carson Wentz's role in this and the blame that should be on his shoulders. And I think, frankly, I've got to stop saying the word frankly. You can tell it's raw now, right? That he has played badly. He's been an awful quarterback. One of the worst quarterbacks in the league this year. But, and this is a big but, and I was saying this to the PSN guys in the group chat a few days ago, where if you have had any other quarterback this season play on this team, you might get 2 or 3 more wins. At best, 2 or 3 more wins. Like, this is not a year where a better quarterback is going to elevate you to a really strong championship run, to a Super Bowl appearance. Like, you're not getting that from this team this year. So regardless of if it's Wentz back there, Jalen Hurts, Nick Foles, whether it's Sam Bradford, whether you've got Aaron Rodgers, doesn't matter who you've got there, I don't think it'll make a difference right now. Until Doug Pederson spoke to the media today. And let me get the quote up for you just a second because it does require reading just to fully understand this again. Now let's go back again. The Eagles offense for 13 weeks has been atrocious. Play calling has been really, really bad. What have the main complaints been? They've been that he doesn't run the ball enough, that Miles Sanders is averaging over 6 yards a carry and he's getting barely any touches, like he's yet to have a 20-touch game all season, that Boston Scott against the Giants barely used until the very end when he goes off for that brilliant touchdown, that the offensive line play has been terrible, that Jason Peters shouldn't be starting at guard, that Alshon Jeffrey is now eating into Travis Fulgham's snap counts, that the receivers aren't getting separation, and I kind of dissected yesterday that in that Packers game, there were so many occasions where the Eagles were in a good spot and they're just sending vertical routes. Now, against guys like Zadarius Smith, like Preston Smith, you're sending routes that take 15, 20 yards for the receiver to be in a position to get open, knowing you're going to surrender pressure within about 2 seconds. It doesn't give any hope to Carson Wentz, who is struggling. He's struggling monumentally. He's a statue inside the pocket. He runs when he's running for his life. There is no improvisation. There's no confidence. There's no awareness or pocket poise. That's been ripped away. He's a broken quarterback. But the fact that you're running 4 receivers deep to break like 20 yards in when he's going to have no chance of throwing that ball anyway. If he's already struggling, you're doing nothing to help him by throwing him to the wolves to run these plays where you would need absolute perfection up front to get off. And then Doug Pederson comes out today, ahead of the game against the Saints, and says, in order to get Jalen Hurts success, you've got to attempt to try and establish a little bit of the run game. That helps. Do you see why I'm getting pissed off now? Then he can be part of that. I think, and just go out and maybe try and find some easy completions, right? The quick game, or a screen here and there, or something just to kind of get him into the flow of the game. Where was that? Where was that for 13 weeks with Carson Wentz? Where was any of it? Where has the run game been for 13 weeks with Carson Wentz? Where have the designed rollouts been for Carson Wentz for 13 weeks? And I don't want to sit here and be a conspiracist and be a guy that's just playing up stuff for the camera, for you guys, or giving hot takes for Twitter. There's enough of that. You know the accounts. I ain't associating with him. But it's a bit coincidental that the second Wentz is benched, Pederson's magically going to paint this offense. And if Jalen Hurts comes out against the Saints, against the #1 ranked offense in this entire league, that ranks 5th in sacks, 1st in yards allowed, 3rd in picks, average passer rating allowed of 85. If Hurts goes out and balls because the Eagles are scheming up slants and not 15-yard corner routes, because the offensive line are not having to absolutely hold up their end of the bargain for 30 seconds, because you're running the ball maybe equal, if not a bit more, with some design QB runs as well, because you're rolling out Jalen Hurts to the pocket, because you're giving him an opportunity to thrive and do what he does best, and more importantly, bending the skill set of the offense to your quarterback and not bending your quarterback to the offense. It's hard to come away from that thinking that wasn't intentional. That Doug Pederson didn't do that on purpose. That maybe they made Carson Wentz a scapegoat to throw Jalen Hurts in. And if Jalen Hurts plays well, then hey, Doug Pederson shows, hey guys, it wasn't me because Hurts did better. I can keep my job now. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm ludicrous and I'm reading into this too much. Again, I want you guys to let me know in the comments too. But for 12 weeks now, for 13 weeks, Pederson has looked decadent. He's looked diffused. He's looked demoralised, frustrated. He's been sharp, abrasive with reporters. He's looked really just out of colour. He looks flat. Like, he's flat out upset that he doesn't want this job almost, right? That now, what the Jalen Hurts is in, it's like, hey guys, new offense this week. We're going to do play action and screens and woo. Like, no. I'm not buying that. Something about that stinks. And I don't know what it is. And if Doug Pederson keeps his job this season based off of the offense's production from this week into week 17, where Carson Wentz is benched and the team move on from Carson Wentz, it's suicide. And I hate to say it, I mean, I've been a guy since day one. Day one of that Jalen Hurts pick. I was angry about it at first. I went down and looked at Marty Morninveg's 2018 film where he used Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco in 2 QB sets. No one else in the media did that I'm aware of. They might have done, okay? Right? I was like, look, I want to try and rationalise this. It's not what it looks like. Jalen Hurts is going to be a ball player on this team for a good reason. He's going to be a part of the offense. They're going to Taysom Hill this up. They're going to Lamar Jackson this up. They're going to get him involved. Maybe 200 passing yards. They're going to make him a decoy in this offense. Nah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was the plan all along. Maybe Howie Roseman had to bite the bullet too soon to pay Carson Wentz, and maybe that 2021 salary cap is just a bit too much, and maybe he's overpaid, he thinks, and now Carson Wentz has fallen off a cliff. He's got to get out, and there's a pressure. And Doug Pederson is maybe had his handfuls. I don't know. But it's disgusting, and it's not on. As a head coach, your job is to make your team better, to make your players better, regardless of the situation, whether you're the New York Jets, whether you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Your job as a head coach is to make them better. Some are better than others. Doug Pederson, until this year, had never given us any real doubt. Always fully believed in his players, in the 4th down conversion attempts, in the ultra aggression, in allowing Wentz to be Carson Wentz. And for better or worse, I mean, we've all sat here, we've all criticised Carson Wentz, we've all said he fumbles too much. He's got more fumbles than anyone else in the league, that he's too sporadic, that he's too aggressive with his legs and he's going to get himself injured and he leads himself into bad situations. Maybe Doug Pederson listened and maybe moulded him into this pocket quarterback, and maybe that killed him. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But the fact that Jalen Hurts is going into that game and Pederson all of a sudden is magically saying, we need to run the ball and out slants, obviously, screens, duh. Nah. That's what you should have been doing for the guy you're paying $128 million. The guy that you paid that money to and then drafted his replacement and expected him to be okay with it after everything he's been through for that team, everything he's done on and off the field. Everything he's endured from his own teammates, from the fans, from anonymous sources, to the drafting of Jalen Hurts. He has been through hell and high water for this team, and for what? Other than a bag of money that he probably might not even see at this point, that he might not care anymore, given the fact that he's a new father, that he's a husband, that he has been obliterated by sacks again and again and again. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't blame him if he wanted out. If he switched off and just threw in the towel and went, "Nah, I'm done. Fine, you do whatever. You do you. This is you. You've made your bed. You sleep in it." I would not blame him whatsoever. And it is a gross misconduct. It is embarrassing that Jeffrey Lurie's allowed this to happen. If this does happen, it's embarrassing. And Doug Pederson is just as responsible as Howie Roseman, is just as responsible as Carson Wentz, and has forced the hand to put Jalen Hurts in and remold that offense to make it suit Jalen Hurts, as opposed to making it suit Carson Wentz. That's backwards. It shouldn't be allowed to happen. And instead of being heralded as the savior of the season for benching Carson Wentz, Doug Pederson should be known as the guy that killed the offense, and the guy that broke Carson Wentz, and the guy that refused to fix Carson Wentz so he can have his get out of Jalen Hurts. If that's what happens. I just needed to get it off my chest. I needed it in a raw format. I hope you guys understand it. I hope you're all good. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. From myself, Liam Jenkins, I want to know what your opinions are. Have I gone mental, or have I got a right to be a little bit pissed off about this? See you soon, boys. Enjoy your evening. Take care.